Hey, welcome to another video on Expected Value Lotto, where we look at US scratch tickets and their expected values. And in this video, we're looking at the new Texas Lottery $10 The Perfect Gift Ticket. I know some people will say this is a November release, but it came out at the end of October, so I'm going to say this is an October 2023 release from the Texas Lottery. This is a number match game, and there are a few symbols that you can find on it. There is a star for an instant win. There's a wreath for a five times your prize, and there is a Christmas tree for 10 times your prize. Now, here on this page, we're looking at the prize structure and odds that the Texas Lottery put out on this game. Overall odds are 1 in 3.83. And when you look at the prize structure, you find that you can win between $10 and $250,000 on this. The only thing that really catches my eye on the prize structure is this top prize. This is really kind of a shockingly low top prize for a $10 ticket. I mean, the average $10 ticket comes in with at least $1 million top prize. So yeah, I mean, you always have to ask yourself, is the wager worth the top prize at the odds? So, you know, a $10 wager for a $250,000 top prize at 1 in 850,000 odds, I really question whether the wager is worth the top prize here. But other than that, nothing too crazy stands out. We do need to mention taxes. So in Texas, for any prize over $5,000, they're automatically going to take out 24% in taxes. I don't view that tax money as part of the value of the game. So that is going to affect this top prize. And so instead of $250,000, I'm going to view this as $190,000, which to me makes this even less appealing. I definitely don't think the $10 is worth, $190,000 top prize at odds of 1 in 850,000. But when you do run the numbers on this game with that adjusted top prize amount, you find out that the payout on this game comes in between 69 and 70%. And yeah, I mean, we'll say this every time it applies. No ticket, especially a $10 ticket, should ever come in below 70% payout. 70% is the minimum that we look for in order to be able to possibly recommend a ticket. So just based on this alone, I would not recommend playing this ticket. States can make plenty of money in that 70% range. So, for a state to put out a scratch ticket below 70% is basically just stealing from its people, which I don't endorse. So, yeah, definitely don't approve of this payout at all, especially at Christmas. You would expect at Christmas that the states would be a little bit generous, but definitely not Texas here in this case. So what makes matters even worse is this 69% payout does include all of the top prizes and upper mid-tier prizes, which very few people are going to be winning, which means not many people are even going to see a 69% payout on this game. So what we want to know is, what is the payout going to be for the average person with average luck who may not be winning those top prizes? And in order to figure that out, we're going to subtract out the value of the top 1% of prizes, recalculate, and see what that new payout number is going to be. So looking back here at the prize structure, the separation between the top 1% and bottom 99% of prizes happens right here at the $200 prize level. So, if you're just an average person with average luck, when you are winning on this ticket, you would expect to see between $10 and $200. Now, the split there at the $200 prize level is 8 to 92. So only 8% of these $200 prizes fall here in the bottom 99% and are available to average folks. So even though we said the $200 prize is available to average people, that's where the separation between the top 1% and bottom 99% happens, it's still going to be pretty tough to hit that $200 prize. Now, 92% of these $200 prizes are going to be included here in the top 1% of prizes. And it's really, really hard to hit a top 1% prize. If you want to know the odds of doing it, look at the overall odds, move that decimal point 2 spaces to the right, and it's about 1 in every 383 tickets that would have a top 1% prize on it. So, you're in over $3,800 before you would expect to see even one top 1% prize. So that is important to note. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract out the value of all of these top 1% prizes because so few people are going to be winning them. And we're going to subtract that number from the payout number you saw before it, and that's going to leave us with the payout of just the bottom 99% of prizes. So when we do that, we find out that the payout for the bottom 99% of prizes comes in between 59 and 60%. And once again, this does not meet the minimum requirement that we look for of 60% for this bottom 99% payout. And I don't like to see numbers below 60% because once you get into this 50% range, the tickets are just really, really tough for the average person playing the game. It's like the average person suffers for the benefit of the top 1% winners. And, if that can be avoided, then I like to avoid it. Like to me, it's not fun to play a ticket when I'm losing all of my money and I know that somebody else is winning it. So, and really the big winner here is the state because the payout's way too low. Now here on this page, we're tracking the increases and decreases in Texas $10 tickets, and you can see the perfect gift data point all the way over here on the right. We've seen 2 decreases in a row in these Texas $10 tickets. I always recommend when you see decreases, don't play the ticket because you want to communicate to your lottery that you don't deserve for the ticket prices or the ticket values to decrease. You don't like it when it happens. I wouldn't recommend any of these $10 tickets anyways because the values are just way, way too low, which we'll see demonstrated here in a couple of screens. But if for some reason you are playing $10 tickets in Texas, although I don't recommend it at all, if you are playing them, the best ticket that we've seen so far on the channel is highlighted in green here in every column. So for overall value, that instant $1,000 ticket, that's the best ticket that we've seen on the channel so far, and even that is not a good ticket. If you're playing for odds, the 50x crossword ticket would be the one that you would want to play. If you're playing for friendliness to the average player, that $50, $100, $500 ticket would be the ticket you'd want to play. However, you're not playing really for a top prize there, so that's kind of like a specialty ticket that I wouldn't play a lot of. And then if you're more of a high roller and you want to win a little bit more money when you are lucky enough to hit in the top 1%, that Peak Diamonds ticket that came out earlier in October would be the one that you would want to play. And then over here on the right, we're keeping track of top prizes as well. Now here on this page, we are ranking Texas $10 tickets based on overall payout. Let's see, the perfect gift here in 7th place overall. So, all Texas tickets are pretty much trash, but the perfect gift is some of the trashiest of the trash. So definitely one that I would pass on and just leave on the shelf. Here, we are ranking Texas $10 tickets based on that bottom 99% payout. Perfect gift here in 7th place again. So just a tough ticket for the average player. I don't know why a state would organize a prize structure like this where, basically 99% of people, if they're honest, are going to be mad at the lottery for losing so much money. So doesn't make sense to me, but that's the way they did this one. Now here on this page is where we get to compare $10 tickets across states. And so 6930 is just barely good enough to make this list in 34th place overall. And you can see Texas at the bottom of the list. The only state that Texas has better $10 tickets than is New York. Based on what we're seeing for our channel so far, we're only looking at 6 states, but Texas is pretty much near the bottom. You can see every other state has better $10 tickets, but what we really want to look at is what Massachusetts is doing. We're looking at the top of the list here. Massachusetts regularly puts out $10 tickets at 80% payout, and that's a really good payout, even for like a $20 or $30 ticket. So for them to be doing 80% for $10 tickets is really generous. And that's so much more than what Texas is doing. And so you have to ask the question, if Massachusetts can put out $10 tickets at 80% payout and make plenty of money doing it, then why is Texas putting out $10 tickets at 69% payout? That is just ridiculous. That's a full 11 percentage points difference, and that is a huge amount of money when you think about how much money it takes to make just one of these games. One game could easily have 10 million tickets as a part of it, and 10 million times $10 a piece, that's $100 million just for one of these games. And that 11 percentage points difference, that's $11 million that the Massachusetts lottery is giving its players that the Texas lottery would be sticking in its pockets. And, that's just for one ticket. You have how many tickets are coming out in this series? Like 4 maybe. So, if you add up all of the money that the Texas lottery is putting in its pockets, that the Massachusetts lottery is giving its people, it could easily add up to what? I'm trying to do a little math here, like $15 million, $16 million or so that the Texas Lottery is like holding back from its players. And to me, it's just ridiculous. Like, please don't play these bad tickets. It's like, I'm a teacher. I tell my students, all I can do is beg you not to, or all I can do is beg you to turn your homework in. I can't, make you do it. That's what I'm saying here. Like, all I can do is ask you not to do it. Like, take care of yourself. You know, scratchers are a losing venture anyway. 80% is not a good payout when you're gambling. But if you're playing scratchers, take care of yourself as much as possible. Play the best possible tickets that you can. And Texas is so far off from even being close to what Massachusetts is doing. You know, I don't know. I mean, there ought to be a class action lawsuit against Texas. I feel like this ought to be against the law. What they're doing to its players. And yeah, I mean, please don't play these. Now, here on this page, we are comparing the bottom 99% payout for $10 tickets across states. For this new ticket, the perfect gift, 59% payout was good enough to make this list. So 23rd place overall. But again, really tough ticket for the average player, being under 60% there. You can see, better tickets here, 65% to 74%. These are tickets that, that are okay for the average player. Now, here on this page, we are looking at the top 36 tickets we've looked at on the channel so far. This perfect gift ticket is not even close, 69%, not even close to making this list. But what I do want to point out is that Massachusetts $5 tickets are on this list. And so not just Texas, but every single other state, this should be the benchmark for their $10 tickets. It is backwards for a higher price ticket to have a lower payout than a cheaper ticket. No $10 ticket, no ticket that costs more than $5 should have less than a 77% payout. Every ticket that costs more than $5 should beat the value of a Massachusetts $5 ticket. So that's my call to states, is for every $10 ticket to have a minimum 77% value, because they should be beating the payout of the Massachusetts $5 ticket. So it's an embarrassment for states to be putting out tickets that cost more than $5 with less than 77% payout. It's just unfair to the players, and states ought to be called out for doing that. And then here on this page, these are the top 36 tickets we've looked at on the channel so far, that are friendliest to the average player. So you can pause that and look at it if you want. It is possible for $10 tickets to make this list. There are plenty on here. So yeah, that's about it for this video. That's it for the Texas Lottery $10, the perfect gift ticket. Texas Lottery was a huge Scrooge this month for their Christmas tickets. They just really treated their citizens and players horribly. I don't recommend playing any of them, with the exception of maybe the Lotteria ticket. But anyways, sorry to bring such bad news, but that is it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.